Hello and welcome to final round coverage from the INNOVA Baltic Tour Alutaguse Open in northeastern Estonia. We are here at Metaguse Disc Golf Park, a big open course with a lot of out of bounds, a lot of wind. Myself, Gregg Barsby, here with you for this round. How's it going, Gregg?
I made a mistake the first round. This is a permanent course.
Yeah.
And you can come and play it anytime. I thought it was temporary layout.
Yeah, they have a couple extra baskets around because they do have an easier layout, but you should definitely play it if you get the chance. Here is the leaderboard. I've got a 2-shot lead over Silver Koni, one more over Tamm.
Silver's playing really well this weekend. He put on a nice highlight reel the second round.
Yeah, he did.
As did you.
Yeah, hey, I got the course record in the second round, a -15. I was really happy. One of the best rounds I've ever played, I think, as we take a look at Estonian champion Tamm. Look at the tee pad.
This has got to be the coolest walk-up that I've ever played on.
I've not gotten the velvet rope treatment yet.
They finally brought a stage.
That is awesome.
This is a great stage. Hole 1, 423 feet, 129 meters. This week, the wind's been playing out of the right side, so a lot of players are just throwing a hyzer out to the right and letting the wind kind of drag it up there. There's OB line on the left. Right around this first light pole, the OB goes to the left side, kind of opening up the green just outside the circle. So I expect most of the guys to be birdieing this hole.
And I think this is the windiest day yet. It's been windy every day, but even ratcheted up a little more for the final day.
Good luck.
Yeah, good group camaraderie. This is the second round we all played together. Albert's been playing really smooth. You've obviously been playing really, really smooth, really hot golf. So this should be a good one. It's going to be a showdown.
I'm throwing a destroyer. You can see that wind starting to push.
That's inside the circle. Maybe 9 meters or so.
Little something
downhill.
like that. I'm pretty happy with that shot.
Silver's throwing MVP. I don't know exactly which mold he's playing, but he's been throwing it well.
This one a little low and turned over, heading for the one rock in the fairway there.
That should be an easy up and down for the 3.
Yeah. It's funny, this pin flag doesn't show a lot of wind, maybe just because it's near those trees, but this drive feels so windy.
Yeah, you look over there and all the trees are moving around, and you look at the flag and it's dead.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing.
It's confusing. Yeah, and this looks a little short, but it's clearing the OB.
Nice.
And it's actually fantastic. When he let that go, I was a little worried about the corner, but clearly, I mean, the guy's got a ton of power. I was foolish to even.
Yeah, he's going to clear that for sure.
Yeah.
I am taking the Scorpius here this round. I played the Boss here the first round. With the wind up, just going to make sure that I get it out to the right and let it drag. A little bit harder on the shot would have been great, but that's inside the circle.
Silver has a really nice forehand mid and putter game. He has pushing 100-meter range with the mids. He really has good control with that shot.
Wind's kind of out of the right side, and that one just kind of got up and away on me a little bit. Now you're almost with a left to right tailwind-ish.
Yeah.
Nice. That's solid. Yep. Up in the air, let it drop.
Yeah, that one felt good. First putt of the day, and in the round, and also pretty windy.
Woo. That one sticks for Albert. That was very close to coming out of the chains.
This is one of those, and there's a couple, but like in the second round, my putt nearly blew out of the chains here. When the wind kind of caught it just right as it turned sideways, you could be in a little danger. So you really want to hit this one in the center if you can help it. I mean, you want to hit them all in the center, but especially in the wind.
Sure. I also think that being to the right side where you were is much better position than being below, because you're also putting uphill with the right to left.
Yeah.
It makes things interesting.
Get a look at hole 2 here. A really nice par 4, 591 feet, 180 meters. You start here kind of on the top shelf, and you're throwing a straight shot, and then as the drone flies right here down through the gap to the first landing zone, you can get there by throwing a turnover or a forehand through the gap, or, as I'm sure Albert will show us, you can go over the trees and try to find the landing zone that way. Then you've got these 2 OB island areas and another pinch point that you go through, and then again the green wrapped with OB as well. So I found this to be a really interesting and challenging and fun hole with a lot of strategic options.
Yeah, depending on the wind, you can play this hole one of 2 or 3 different ways. I like this way. Right over the bush. That looks like it's going to clean it out. Oh, man. That's a great shot.
That was a destroyer, kind of under those trees, but not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm right kind of near the 50-meter stake.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that drive get all the way back by those trees. It almost did a U-turn.
Yeah, a little bit. And this is that big hyzer play. He's just putting it up on the wind and letting it sail way to the left.
Now, this is kind of a dangerous hyzer shot if you miss, because there's OB on that short side down on the bottom.
If you threw it low, you'd be in real trouble.
Yes.
If you didn't clear that first wall.
Silver opting for the forehand. And that is just a little inside.
Oh, yeah.
He might have snuck through there, but, you know, it's a 50-50 whether you get through or not.
And yours looks similar to mine, making the corner down there just short of that 50-meter.
Yeah, I just barely made the corner on that one. Luckily, I put it high enough, and I think it just kind of barely crested around.
It's kind of what you want.
We're having a look at Silver's
Oh, the little roller. This
And
is nice, but the speed is...
Oh.
I couldn't believe this thing kept rolling.
And safe.
Wow.
The best roller ever.
That was nice. I thought for sure it was stopping in the perfect spot, and it just had some inertia. The thing just kept going. Albert up and over. This is drifting a little bit.
Yeah, he played that one a little tight. I think maybe he gave that wind from the right just a little too much credit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the forehand Rhino. And you see the blue stake, that signifies 50 meters.
Mm-hmm.
So that is maybe from 180 feet or so.
Mm-hmm.
Just inside the circle. I was looking to get a little closer there, but now you're taking the low route as well.
Yeah, Firebird.
That's through the gap. And about to 6 meters, maybe.
Not bad.
And it's tough where we were. You can't see the basket to get that
hard to read the distance a little
exact
bit.
distance. Correct. Now Silver's gonna just opt for a jump putt here with what looks like a stable mid-range.
Yeah, maybe putter. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, just no damage done. Albert takes his shield and connects.
Beautiful.
That was a really good putt in the wind.
And Albert, you know, they're calling him Albert Bazooka Tamm because he's got that bazooka celebration as you hit a great putt. And it's rare when you can kind of give yourself a nickname. And not only did he do it, but he hit a home run.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was high and left. Don't blame the basket, folks. That one's on me. That was a little bit of a miss.
I'm thinking it was the Euro basket.
I'm gonna take full credit. I'm gonna bail the basket out. That was not a spit. I just hit it a little high left. I don't know. Happens every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you have that left to right wind. And the last thing you want to do is leave it to the right and let the wind push it out. So understandable. We'll give you a break on that one. But.
Fair enough. As Albert and Gregg make the birdies.
So you're at 1 under. Silver is still at even. Trying to get his round going, and then Albert and I take the birdies on that hole. And
Albert at -2. Yeah,
he's really pushing after his 3rd place at European. It just seems like he's in control. I haven't seen more than maybe 2 or 3 times the entire event where he's maybe made a questionable decision.
Yeah. We got the big par 5 coming up next. Hole 3, 945 feet, 288 meters. You see the green wrapped with OB, and you got that nice little blocking wall to make sure you get your upshot high enough. Beautiful hole. This is a guy that might have an eagle on his mind right now.
Trying to make a charge, he unleashes. That's a really, really nice shot with the tailwind, and gets a lot of play off the ground there too.
That's probably 10 meters farther than I've seen yet. That was a big drive. Is this the boss?
Yep, nice easy boss. I'm not playing this one for the 3. I'm playing it for the 4. So just make sure I get out into the left here.
Stay out of the little trees.
That's fine.
I'm going destroyer.
This looks a little left.
It was a little bit heavy on hyzer.
But that's the safe play. You're allowed to do that, especially when you're in the lead.
And left is kind of good because you can kind of, if you're willing to go over the corner, you can actually bite off more.
Yeah. Silver also playing it to the left. That was maybe just, maybe he wanted to open up just a little bit more.
Got to get around that tree on the corner, and he does that pretty easily.
That's a good shot right there.
Yeah. He's got kind of a long way to the basket, probably farther away than he'd like, but he's inbounds. You've got a good shot on the way here.
Yeah, maybe just a little wide and high on that one. I had an uphill run up. You can't really tell, but there's a couple spots on this fairway that you have to run up the hill, kind of like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, that's a good move.
Yeah, this one's flying.
That was a really good shot. And way up there. It's probably 40 meters maybe?
Yeah, it was a lot closer than I've been to this point. So that's what kind of made me think, man, maybe being over here on the left was sweet, because that just got way up there.
So Albert has the driver in his hand. He's going for the eagle.
Oh, wow. Low line. This just needs to, if it clears the wall, it's parked.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a great shot, especially with his footing. You could kind of see if you go back and watch, he runs up the hill and does that spin at the end. A telltale sign of having to run uphill, but that was a great throw.
I thought it was clearing the wall as I was watching it.
Silver leaves this a little short, maybe worried about the wind out to the left. Kind of giving a good laugh.
Having a little fun with the gallery. And that wall is an obstacle. It's not an easy putt from the base of that wall. It's kind of in your swing a little bit, at least in your head. You're going to take your full relief backwards, I would think. Nice shot by you up onto the green.
Going with the Sexton dart.
Yeah, just trying to throw it high. I was that heavy tailwind, I was just having nightmares of it dropping right into the wall. So I was just like, just throw this nose up and it'll get hammered down.
Yeah, that's smart play there. And now Albert looking for an eagle.
Over the Alutaguse sign.
Oh, and the left to right just beat it down. Maybe the sign was in his head. This isn't an easy putt and uphill.
Silver was asking about his full relief back, and he just really committed there. Drains the putt. That's a good birdie.
He's been putting really well all weekend. And in doubles. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to him making some great putts in our doubles round.
Oh, just high.
Yeah, that one got away from me a little bit. Mostly headwind, a little bit of left to right. Just with the angle of the earth too. I was afraid to miss it low.
Mm-hmm.
So I tap out the 5. The rest of the guys will tap in their 4s. And we'll move to hole 4.
2-stroke game. I have a lead over Albert, and Silver's still right there. Gregg a couple back, but clearly still in the fight.
Hole number 4, 99 meters, 325 feet. This is a really tester birdie hole, especially early in the round. This is when you want to get on the board and get your round going. There's a steep drop to the left, and there's that ridge that kind of stops anything that's hyzering out early to make it a really interesting putt. Seeing guys throw mid-ranges and fairway drivers here.
And the slope this basket is on is pretty precarious. You got to be really careful with your angles, and you might even need some luck to stay close to this basket.
This is looking like a nice shot shaping up from Albert. Maybe just a little bit short. It just kind of drifted on him. I was expecting that to hyzer.
And even in all that wind, he's just going mid-range. Speaks to his power.
Yeah, the bazooka.
I threw with Thunderbird, and this is up on the cliff.
Left. I couldn't tell if it rolled or not from there. But
it didn't roll. It pretty much stuck.
This is looking nice.
Oh, yeah. Good shot.
Again, just I think that's a really popular landing zone right there.
It's hard to get up that last shelf.
Yeah. So I'm thinking ace, going with the eagle, and this one's just a little bit low. I really like the line here. But
I think with that last little cliff, I think what it is you see the hole, you're like, okay, 99 meters, I see how far it is. I'm going to trust my muscle memory. And the shot that would skip to parked hits that, and then you're 30 short.
Oh.
Yeah. And we've seen this already. This happened to Albert in round 1.
Look at this thing turn back. The wind turned it back.
Super unlucky to take 2 rollaways on this hole to save the par. And this looks good. Wow.
The bing bong.
Those were both good putts.
The bottom to top bounce out. Yeah, that's brutal. And, oh, great putt. That's such a tough stance, too, and you're barely clearing the earth with your putter. That's awesome.
I actually, for a large part of my career early on, I putted almost everything from 1 foot. I'm sure you probably remember playing with me in those days, and they used to call it the stork putt.
Yeah.
And I had one little flat spot there, so got away with a blast from the past. Silver just misses a little left, and you've got this left for your birdie.
Again, yeah, there's a couple little weeds there, and I'm just making sure that I'm not going to hit those. The putt was maybe 5 or 6 meters. Should be a gimme. But there's always a little something in your head when I have some shrubbery or a bush right there. So I have that low pull down. Oh, good save there. Kind of a weird stance, weird footing. So Silver with the par, you and I with the birdie, and Albert falling back with the 4 drops to 24 under. He and Silver are now tied. So right there, you doubled your lead. That was 4. I wouldn't say 4 is cruising altitude.
Not yet. Not yet. I'd need a couple more to get away. I mean, these guys are playing too well.
Yeah.
Hole 5, par 4, 715 feet, 218 meters. This one is very birdieable. The wind has been favorable all week. If you can throw kind of a flippy sort of distance driver, I feel like, on a significant hyzer and get it to kind of stand up as it hits the wind, and then it gets that big push left, you can find yourself, within standstill putter range.
Easily. Main thing here is I feel like hit either a driver or a long fairway with a touch of hyzer, let it stand up, and just like that.
Yeah, this stands and then it's going to skip.
Oh, what a sweet landing spot.
Yeah.
That skipped another 20 meters.
And I think that's the key, is that with that flippy driver, it comes out of my hand with too much hyzer to get a great skip. But then as it flies, it gets flatter, 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 and then it's hitting on that money angle. Yours is doing a similar thing, maybe just digging a little more. And that's a good spot.
Yep, I hit the only flat spot on this fairway. Yeah, that's fine. Anywhere up to the left there is going to do just fine. Silver unleashing. That got to flat.
This should get some skip. Yeah, good one. And a roll.
Yeah, that's in perfect position, maybe 80 meters out at the max. And the bazooka. Maybe
pretty wide,
pretty
high.
He's got the distance. He's probably going to get it to right around where yours is, maybe 50 meters.
Yeah, something like that,
60,
maybe.
Albert struggled with this approach the first 2 rounds. And we'll see if he can make the adjustment today.
Yeah, it's it can be a nervy shot, like a little delicate hyzer. OB is there, wind is there. It's hard to throw that low speed disc. You worry about it dropping out of the sky.
Well, yeah, with the way the wind is, you don't want to overcommit either, because the OB is just behind this one. Silver playing a really nice approach there, right next to the bullseye, 3.5 meters. That'll be a tap-in 3 for him. What disc is this?
That's brand new R Pro Dart.
Okay, it was a dart.
That's my overstable one.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I've been using it on this hole on the approach every time, just on the little swinging hyzer. A little more overstable than the white one that I'll use sometimes for putts.
Oh, he made the adjustment.
Yeah, I'll say.
That is as parked as it can get. So I'm the only one with a real substantive putt for the birdie here. Everybody else is going to have tap-ins. Ooh, that one will stick for me.
Nice.
A little right side, but Silver in for his birdie. And you and Albert will just basically make easy work of this hole.
And that's how it should be. Lead group, MPO, this is a star frame hole. You're getting your drive out with these wind conditions. If the wind is flipped, different story. But with these wind conditions, that's a star frame hole.
So after 5, you're sitting at 4 under. Silver at 2, Albert at 3, and I'm at 3 as well. The front 9 is really where you get your strokes, I feel like. Especially this one here, hole 6. You've got a couple different options. As the camera flies would be the turnover backhand route. There's also a sidearm route through the middle, maybe a stand-up flip over sidearm shot. And then Albert's been showing us that there's a hyzer as well.
Yeah, a giant hyzer over the top. And I wouldn't even call the backhand route a turnover as much as it is like a force over.
Yeah, it's a force over. Yeah,
because you can't really play like a turning shot. You got to kind of. It's a cool line.
True. Yeah.
I'm going Firebird on Anheuser. Trying to get it to bail back towards the basket. Nice little bounce.
Yeah, that'll play. Maybe right on the circle's edge. Maybe just inside.
Yeah, just inside. And you've got your Tour Series Eagle here, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's got some good overstability, so.
Put a little Annie on it. And this has got good height, good speed. You got to be kidding me. That was an inch low, dead center. What a shot.
We were just talking about this before, and your dad was saying, "Oh well,
wow, that is so close."
Yeah, that was a dead center run. Oh, but I was on the tee, and I said, "You know, I'm just going to run the ace."
Yeah,
and certainly,
I guess you
gave it a
meant
bid.
Whoa, through the trees, Silver doesn't touch a thing.
Well, that's a pro route.
Yeah, for sure. And he's going to be about 15 meters, maybe. I mean, that's good luck. You don't have to throw a weird approach now.
He's longer. He's probably like 17
You might be right.
He's out there a little bit.
And the wind, I did not feel like was favorable for Albert to take this route. But again, you know, power will do a lot of things for you.
When you're the bazooka, he's artillery.
He just pops it up there, and that's circle's edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe from 50 feet.
Uphill putt, so not a lot to worry about behind it.
Yeah, this is a free run.
Yeah. That's the way you take advantage. I love when I get really lucky like that. Always a loop in my head is like, if you don't make this, you got lucky for no reason. Like the course is trying to give you something. You got to take it right now. And that's a great job capitalizing.
Oh, Albert, just a little high there. Maybe the wind caught that one and dragged it up just a little bit. Now you're 8 meters.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking on this putt? A little tailwind, just bury it in the middle?
Yeah, I was thinking commit. I was trying to tell myself, you know, I was a little bit right, but I was trying to tell myself, you know, Silver's playing great, but he's a little bit less experienced player. I was most worried about Albert at this moment. And just thinking, okay, he missed. Like, this is a time when
you can pick up another
I got to go
one.
ahead and I got to kind of go ahead and make this right now because it's important to build as much of a lead as I can. So, yeah, I was trying to get focused and thankfully was able to commit to that putt enough to stick it.
Okay, so you keep 4 on Silver, who picked up the big birdie there.
Mm-hmm.
Albert taking the lone par, drops 5 back. We're starting to get to the point where you can win this thing.
Mm-hmm. as we take a look at hole 7, I just want to clarify as well, I don't mean to take anything away from Silver. He's a fantastic player, and he's only 4 back, but I believe this is his rookie season. I believe prior to this tournament, he only had 2,000 rated rounds in his career. So it's just a guy where, you know he's a threat, but you kind of assume, as the veteran that I am, I know what it was like to be a rookie, and you just assume kind of the pressure cooker of those last few holes. It's going to be really hard for somebody in their first sort of big moment.
Yeah, sometimes you have to learn how to play in these situations.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about how well you can play, it's how well you can play at that moment.
I'm going with the Orc here.
This is perfect shot. Look at that.
Nice little skip up. That's what I'm trying to do, is hit the top of that hill, because if it flies over the hill, there's a drop off on the right. So I'm trying to use the hill to control the speed. I was thinking you might ace. You got a little right, but it's the same kind of shot, and you had just hit the basket. And I was thinking, I think this is going to be another look at it with that eagle.
I think I just stood up a little too much on that one. I tried to. I needed to get a little lower on the reach back, and Silver also pulls it.
Yeah.
Maybe I put something in his head on that shot.
Maybe.
Because he was throwing this shot perfectly.
Yeah.
Albert also taking the backhand. And this is just to the left.
And this is through 2 rounds, all we've seen is star frames here. So this is the first trouble. We knew this hole had teeth, but we hadn't seen them yet. And now we're kind of starting to get a little taste.
I'm thinking, I don't care that this was a bad drive. I'm throwing this in.
And you pretty much did. That looked so close from back at the bottom of the hill. I thought that was drawing metal.
A little high, and I caught a good break there. Hit a couple branches, so maybe 5 meters out. Now Silver's got some stuff to contend with. It looks like he's got a gap.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody be over here the whole weekend.
He's in bounds. There is an out of bounds line over there. So if he's fortunate to stay in bounds, and this is perfect shot.
Yeah, maybe caught grabbed some trees on the way out. But he's within range. I mean, obviously he's making 50-footers.
This was interesting to me. Albert putts this up the hill, and his body language was like, sit down, sit down. And I was thinking, I don't know if anybody in the world could putt it long from there. Dude, you're putting up like 40 meters up a steep hill.
He's got the bazooka putt.
For sure, because he was like nervous about it going deep. Like, holy cow.
Now, Silver maybe just had that's his first bogey of the weekend.
That's crazy.
He's been really cruising, so a little chink in the armor from Silver this time. As Albert taps out his par, you made a nice birdie there. You got this one every round, and this is a solid pickup. I'm going to tap out the 3. Little work to do at the end. Now Silver may be feeling the heat just a little bit.
Hard to say, I mean, obviously this is well off the pace of what he's been putting up. He's been just obliterating the front section of this course. But still making big putts, definitely still, getting after it. So I think we still have a lot of good golf to see from him.
You moved to 6 out of 7 just on cruise control. It's now a 5 and 6 stroke lead that you've mounted into the more open hole 8. This hole's playing with pretty much a dead headwind today. 228 meters, almost 750 feet. You've got to get around that first tree, and the OB is only on the right side. The left side plays fair. However, you're basically going to take a stroke if you go into those woods. So when you get up here on this green, you can see that the OB gets tighter on the right side, making the hyzer approach or the more direct backhand approach a little bit risky, especially on a windy day.
A hole like this distance, this wind, me personally, especially with the lead, but maybe anytime, this is a hole where I'm just going to say, I'm getting a 4. Go ahead, fellas.
Well, that's a good looking shot, though.
This is a great shot, for sure.
A lot of, and it just stuck. There's no movement there.
But I'm playing this from the tee. I'm thinking if I 3 this, it's going to be because of 15-meter putt. I'm not really going to. I don't have 2 forehands that's going to get me right up there in the circle. But that's just kind of my strategy. And on a situation like this where there is some OB and some wind, it's like I'm going to let these guys press and see what happens.
Right. Now, they're the ones that have to play this strong to try to mount a comeback.
And this is Albert with the big turnover.
Whoa.
I could not believe that this finished right.
It's
The
OB.
wind just held it. I thought I'd never seen that looks so far right from the tee. It almost seems impossible.
Well, you know, with a headwind.
Yeah, that's what did it.
And Silver maybe just a little low and gets kind of a nasty cut, but he's going to be okay. So it'll be Silver first.
OB on the right side. Keep in mind, this is very low, so it won't be anywhere near that. Probably going to set himself up for one of those forehand mid-ranges that he likes so well.
Yeah. Now I'm playing the roller.
Yeah, this was aggressive. Has the potential to do it.
Kind of a weird bounce out of the gate, but as you can see, the wind just starts taking it. So I played it way out to the left, and maybe with a cleaner landing, I might have got up there, but still not too bad considering the wind. I got to about 15 meters, 16, just inside 50 feet.
Now I'm basically saying there's no way I'm going to go out of bounds. I'm just going to rip as far as I can over here.
Yeah, not a bad play. And maybe just inside circle 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Now Albert, he's way up there.
But he's still, this got to still be 100 meters into a headwind.
Yeah. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Little tight. Nice bounce.
Tough. He's going to have a tough putt, but he's got an opportunity for, you know, what I feel would be a highlight save.
Yeah, to throw 3 shots on this hole, whether
In
you went
these-
out
in
of
this
bounds or
wind.
not. Yeah.
And yeah, this is I think this is one of his mid-ranges. Really sharp angle. Doesn't get messed with by the wind much. Really well played.
Yeah, just outside, he's padding that circle 1 stat with those 3.5 meter putts.
On a windy day, that stat could really could use a couple pads.
Ooh. Nice little floaty touch putt there.
Need a little more juice to make that. It was a good line, but I didn't quite commit.
I'm thinking I'm going to get this one up in the air.
Wow, and it still drops.
Yeah, it's tough with the headwind. This is a really difficult green when it gets windy. There's not much to stop it. And there it is.
That was such a clean headwind putt.
No doubt. Yeah, there it is. That is a great force save for Albert. Like, that's such a long drive to get it to 100 meters in this wind. That is ripping the disc.
Yeah.
As Silver, you and I just tap out for the 4s. Yeah, this is a hole in these conditions, I would say, maybe besides hole 10, the toughest birdie on the course.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, hole 10's also playing, with this wind, is playing really, really tough. So you take a par there, and now you're only 6 under for 8 holes, which is just... Silver stays at 2. Albert with a great save, staying at 3.
And here we got the island hole, hole 9, par 3, 100 meters, 328 feet downhill. High hyzer is a common play. I'm going to try a forehand up the middle, but the wind is really wreaking havoc. I feel like it's so hard to predict if you're going to get a little bounce, if you're going to get a drop. How do you get the thing down there? I think the answer is overstable disc and just throw it hard.
Yeah, the trick is just to commit to it down the hill. The hard part is how much ground play is going to happen, and are you going to skip out of bounds or not?
And this is really flirting.
Ooh, okay.
But it sneaks
Backdoor.
through. That was very fortunate.
Backdoor, and
You can see.
You know at this point you're up by 6.
Yeah, this is a hole where you can take a 2-stroke swing in a second. So for that to get lucky, I was given a little like half-hearted, like, ooh, lucky guy.
Yeah.
Just arms raised because I didn't throw a great shot, but I got a great result.
And
you did throw a great shot.
Yeah, solid, about 6 or 7 meters short, but right on the line. You almost want to hang it out there at those kind of wispy trees. And I think the toughest part of throwing that hyzer is committing to throwing it at those trees and banking on it, almost getting to them, and really just diving.
It's easy to miss it left. This one won't miss left, though. That's pretty wide. Needs to stay
dropped. He got wind batted
man.
clipped those trees. So Silver's going to be going to the drop zone, automatic drop zone. And that's dead center.
Holy cow, that's the third big one.
He just jogs up there. He's in the zone. He's got that putter rolling this week.
I love to see it, man. He's just, he's playing so well.
Yeah.
Showing off for the crowd.
Anytime you're putting like that, it's a good day.
Great putt from Albert as well.
A little right side again. I've been finding that right side chain. And there's something that's dead center. So we clean up the birdies. At once Silver made that putt, we were all like, well, we have to make it now.
Yeah, definitely. And that is our front 9. I'm -7, Silver -2 for the 9, Albert 4, and Gregg 5. I have a 6-shot lead on Albert at this moment. Please tune in for our back 9 coverage. We'll be right back from the extremely windy, more open section perhaps of the course. Here we are at Alutaguse Open. Gregg and Nate, we will see you again soon.